Can I get 20 minutes of your time? Yeah?
Yeah.
Can I keep it 100? Yeah? Can you keep it 100? Yeah? Or can you be 100% engaged? All right. 3 things I found after doing this now for 21 summers. If you're really 100% engaged, I'll catch 3 things today. I'll imitate Mike. How many things? 3 things. Just read the damn screen. Okay? And Mike spent some time talking about best practices. And you spent about 24 hours learning the best practices. And the best practices from the best performers. And when you do that, you don't have to think. It gives you confidence. The second thing I want to see, if you're going to be not 80, not 90, but what percent engaged? Yeah, what percent? 100%. That doesn't mean just the people in the front respond. It means all the way in the back, all the way to the 3 in the tables. Hey, Andrew, hey, Beth. It means all the way there by Mike, over here in the corner, even if I don't look at you. It means 100% engaged, and I can tell when people are taking notes. Versus I stepped over into the 15K, I counted 13 to 20 people just kind of sitting there watching the cookware. Yeah, man. Good tip. I'm gonna remember that one. Really? A lot of money says you won't. So I want you to be actively engaged. Can I get that today? Yes? Yeah, because I only want to work with 100% engaged. And then number 3, my favorite, is to find personal clarity. That's my message today before I bring up Andrew, is to give you personal clarity. When you know what you want from this Cutco game, the hustle of Cutco, the school of hard knocks, as I often say. When you're really clear on what you want, you make different decisions, don't you? If you know you want to be a sales champion like Aaron Ludin, whoa, then you make different decisions. Some of you didn't make great decisions last night. I can see it in your face. I can see it in your neck. I'm in the back, it's you. Right? And then you nod after like you were paying attention. Come on. But when you really have clarity here, you know what you want, you make different decisions, and you become a better decision maker. And you know what decision you can make better? You say no a lot more. Palaya, we're going out on Friday. We're going down to Brico, let's go. No, I've got 5 demos tomorrow. Dang, Saturday, it's game day, let's go. No, I've got TLA prep, I'm gonna be a branch manager. When you know you have clarity, let's go out, let's do this. Oh, come on, everyone has dessert. No, I'm training. And so forth and so forth. So what I want to do today is deliver a message that can hopefully create some light bulbs for you, right? When you get a light bulb, what do I want you to do when you get a light bulb here? United, show them what happened. Ready? 1 + 1 = 2. Oh, man. Genius. So when you get a light bulb today, let me know that it's working. Let me know I'm getting through to you. Can you do that for me? If you hear something, if you go, damn, that's me. Or you go, you know, I could do that. Or, you know what? I've made a decision right now that Aaron Ludin, I'm going to do this next year. I want to hear it, okay? So can you give me, let's practice that. So you can make $10,000 or more next summer working part-time. Go.
Ooh, baby.
Yeah, okay? So can you help me? Yes? Can I get a yes? Okay, cool. So give me those light bulbs. And I want to talk to you about a 5-star recruit, because at the end of the day, that's why you're here. I know for a fact most of you won't be with Cutco in 3 to 5 years. Most of you won't be here with us. But if you're going to be here, do you get what you want at the highest possible level? Because if you're not going to do it at a high level, why do it? Agree or not agree? You agree. If you're going to spend $200+ to come here, you're going to take a 27-hour, 1,000-hour bus ride to come here from South Florida. If you're going to give your time, money, and energy, get the most. And that's what 5-star recruit means. Who here is an athlete playing sports in college? The college is paying for you to play sports. Stand up. Stand up. I just want to make a point here. Ready? Majority or minority of the room, not color, number. Well, you know, black, white, all that, right? Majority or minority of the room, standing up. Which one? Tell me. Minority. Very few people get to play and get paid to go to school for a sport. You're the best of the best in your area, your town. That college wanted you. That college came down to Fort Myers and recruited you to Clearwater so you could throw that ball 50, 60, 70 yards, Will. Not the hand that you cut, the other hand. Okay? It's a minority. Have a seat. And a 5-star recruit is a minority. A 5-star recruit is when you're at St. Thomas Aquinas High School playing the nationally ranked #1 football team in the country. Chris, national champions, football, high school, the whole country.
Wow.
Oh, you didn't know? I'll tell you later. When you're a 5-star recruit, they come to you. They want you to play at their school. You're getting full rides at the school you want. Well, guess what? Most of you aren't athletes. I can kind of tell. And that is okay. It's okay. Está bien, it's okay. God made us all different. Very different. But what I do know is that you can be a 5-star recruit with Cutco. What does that mean? When you graduate, pre-med, pre-law, engineering, run your own business, want to be a nurse, you're going to get offers just like those 5-star athletes. Raise your hand if you're pre-med. Yeah, we want every med school to come after you, not the other way around. Raise your hand if you're pre-law. Same thing. Business. We want all those investors to come after you. And no matter what you want to do, we want you to be a 5-star recruit. And at the end of the day, a 5-star recruit means you're getting the best experience, and when you leave Cutco and you do Cutco through college, everyone comes to you. And I love here, my favorite part of the bio is not how much Cutco I've sold, it's not the scholarships, it's not these fancy trophies that, our silver cup, we use it for drawings. Right? That's how great those trophies are later on, 10, 20 years later. We use it to do drawings for free Cutco. That's how important these trophies are. And rings and watches. At the end of the day, options are the best. My dad used to say, you choose. So I want to teach you how to be a 5-star recruit. In fact, I want to talk to you about my dad. He was a doctor, and he used to trick us really well into health. He was a health trickster. And we would do the annual holiday blood pressure contest.
Dun, dun, dun.
And you know what the prize was? Just bragging rights. For 4 straight days. Who was the healthiest? And he would take our blood pressure. And of course, I had a sister who played Division I soccer. That was terrible. She always won. Except the one year that I won. And everyone heard it for 4 straight days. Who's the healthiest? Yeah, the oldest is the healthiest. Lowest blood pressure wins. So he would trick us every year, and we were growing up, and then eventually it became the thing. Hey, everybody, it's blood pressure time. All right, here we go. And if you take a look over here, so that's me. There's me. That's my sister-in-law. She's a doctor. What's great is my brother is now a doctor, and he was now taking my dad's blood pressure. How cool is that?
Great.
Later on, okay. That's my brother. That's my sister, and that white guy I want to talk about for a second. Billy is now my brother-in-law, my boy, my homie, my brother from another mother, white mother. Okay? But Billy, at this time was not Billy brother-in-law, it was Billy the new boyfriend. Billy the new boyfriend, first time at the house for the holidays boyfriend. Billy, we're gonna jack this fool up boyfriend. 3 older brothers, 1 baby sister. Good luck, homeboy. So he comes in, hey, Jeff. Hey, what's up? Hey, Louie. Louie's even worse. And then he high fives me in the back. And then Christopher, hey, Chris, what? What's up, Billy? Brutal. So he comes up, we do blood pressure time, and he rolls up his sleeve. And my dad says, Billy, you're next. And he goes, all right, Dr. Gamboa. But I'm going to warn you. And I'll tell you the story later. So I want to talk about Leadership Academy. All right. Leadership Academy. I want to talk about Leadership Academy because everyone in this room represents something really important. We impact America. We impact America. At the knife job, we impact America. College students between 17 and 24 years old make up a large percentage of the youth. As the youth, you make up whatever percentage of the population. We're the largest college student recruiting company in North America. We impact America. We have the future doctors and lawyers and leaders of the world in here. So we influence young people. When I go out and my fiance introduces me, she doesn't say Jeff's the Cutco guy. She doesn't talk about Cutco. She says Jeff works with students. And I love it every time she says that. We'll go to fancy doctor parties, we'll go out to the bar, we'll do this, and she'll say, I'm a physician, but my fiance here, he works with students. And then she weaves in Cutco and all that. Because that's what we do here. We work with a very unique generation, right? Very diverse generation. I've been here for 20 summers, and it gets more and more diverse, but you're known as Generation Y. And the challenge with Generation Y is there are a lot of things that people look down upon for people your age. Throw them out there. What are the things that people say about your age not so good?
Lazy.
Lazy. How did all of you say it at the same time? Because for the most part, it's very bad. It's true. Or as Larry would say, true. As Larry would say. So think about that for a second. But here, what's interesting is we have a different outlook at vector marketing. If you're here, you mean something. If you're here, you're different. If you're here, we embrace you. But if you're here, we want to help you define those skills and get those skills. We want to help you use Leadership Academy as an avenue. Why do we have Leadership Academy? Because the USA Today makes it really scary and miserable and really motivating in a negative way for you to work hard right now. The USA Today says that it's really tough to get experience your age. The USA Today says if you're 18 to 25 now, it is harder than ever to get a job. USA Today says that $27,000 is the average starting salary. That is not a lot of money. That is not a lot of money. And if you don't have experience, that's your income. USA Today makes it really, really important for you to get excited about TLA because it says that it might take you 8 months, it might take you a year to find a job if you don't have experience. Raise your hand if you know someone who's doing the job, a career that they weren't even studying in college, but they ended up in a different career, and it's not by choice. TLA, we can help you with that. See, I don't sell Cutco anymore. Once in a while. Sold a signature, just doing the job. Sold a signature the other day. One of my favorite head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals, Marvin Lewis. Yep, but I'm a Ravens fan. Okay? But here's my point, right? Any light bulbs in this one? You have to have experience. And I think every speaker has said that today. You have to have experience. That's why I have TLA. Why do we have TLA? Because the Wall Street Journal says it's really important to get skills. The Wall Street Journal, for multiple years, have talked about this as being the top college student job. You're in college, you're under 22, you're about to graduate or going into college. There's no better way to make money, get experience, and work on your skills than working with Cutco. And they talk about what happens when people get Cutco training. True story, I was in Puerto Rico 3 days ago for our SC2 event. It's a little bit smaller, but just as loud. Any Puerto Ricans in here? You understand. You're just wired to be loud as hell. I understand. Okay? You guys yell at everything. It's great. And I was having a conversation outside, and all of a sudden I hear this, Jefe! And all the Puerto Ricans in Cutco call me Jefe. And all the white kids in Fort Lauderdale. Jefe! Hey, Jefe! Jefe! Look at this guy. He's not a college student. Clearly not a college student. He said, Jefe, it's Jose. What? It was Jose Ortiz. Started with us in 2012. When I was a new division manager in Puerto Rico, he was one of our TLA candidates. He is now running the equivalent of Grubhub in all of Puerto Rico, and he owns it. Wow. Right, just got funding for round 2. He's doing really well in his Mercedes. He pulled up. And he said, Jefe! He stopped traffic, but Puerto Ricans don't care about traffic, right? Let's go around. And he gets out and goes, Jefe! He gives me this big hug. He's in a business suit. I said, Jose. He goes, Jefe, I learned from you. I'm like, all right. And he explained the story, and he said, I saw vector marketing on the sign when I was at the DoubleTree. He was running his meeting for his reps. And he said, I had to find you, so I've been circling around the hotel looking for you. Got out of his car, and he said, just want to tell you, thank you for the skills. And he gave me his card, he gave me his website. He said, this is all the training that I got when I was in college. I said, that's why we have TLA, everybody. We have TLA because DECA, anyone here from a school that had DECA in their high school, okay? DECA just voted us the #1 company in the country for supporting college students. That's why we have TLA. Any light bulbs? So if you're sitting here, Jeff, wondering why TLA, you're here for TLA because even INC magazine says if you hate selling, you have to learn how to sell. no matter what you do. And I used to hate selling, believe it or not. As much as I sold in Cutco, I used to hate selling. And I remember thinking, man, I just can't wait to get a minute because I hate selling. And then my manager at the time said, you know, you always have to sell something. Yeah, but I want to do management, so I don't have to sell. She goes, well, who are you selling on the interview? I was like, oh, shoot. You're right. Learn to sell, love to sell. That's why we have TLA. Any light bulbs on that one? We have TLA because close friend and Cutco alumni, John Roman, who now is internet sensation, public speaker of the year on the collegiate public speaking circuit, founder of the Front Row Foundation, had an interview with Jeff Hoffman. He's the CEO of Priceline. Anyone ever purchase or go through Priceline, Expedia, their competitors? And Jeff Hoffman in his interview said, to be really successful, there are two things. Number one, you want to learn how to solve problems. Don't be a problem reporter. Be a problem solver. And that's a whole nother, that's actually a TLA talk. Being a problem solver, not a problem reporter. But the second thing I want to talk about, he talked about partnering up. And partnering up, as you know, and you've heard it multiple ways. I heard Aaron Luden say it. I heard Scott Dennis, our region manager, say it. Circles of influence. Who are the people you associate with the most? Who are the three people you look up to? Who are the three people that are on your peer level? Who are the people that you choose to mentor that cause you to be better? If it's hard to add to that list, that says something. If you have too many people on the list, that says something. If you've never taken a look at that list, that also says something. And in TLA, that's what we focused on. We focused on making right choices. I made a really good choice.
Yeah, you did.
I made a really good choice. Nike Tech Gear was my choice. Oh no, sorry. Dr. Heidi Hagerat, soon to be Gambo, was my choice. But that's my circle of influence. This is my shameless plug for Heidi Jeff photo, so you deal with it. Gia. That white girl. She's so pretty. I do. What about circle of influence of push performers? Who's been to an event where only people that sold a certain amount had to go to it, or got to go to it? Like a VIP night, or a night out, or a networking event, or a breakout for 15K plus. You are with whom you frequent. Are you around the people who are sleeping right now? I see one guy over there sleeping. Don't look, right? I see one girl over here sleeping. I get it. The Filipino guy's not that interesting, that's okay. Right? Are you at networking events and circles of influence where you're always with performers? That's what TLA does. We put you around performers. Or maybe you get to be around legends. Or legends in Carolina. Or legends. And you go to networking events. And at TLA, you get a chance to learn from Andy, who, by the way, has been through 4 years of TLA. Ran a branch office, if you didn't know that. Trained as an assistant manager, because those skills now translate into $70,000 and the new Push Week record, by the way. Right? Any light bulbs on that one? Right? Or maybe you hang out for a night out with a select group of performers. See, that's what TLA does. We put you around the right circles of influence. In this case, in downtown South Beach. Okay. Any light bulbs? Did anyone here think about their circle of influence during this time, the last 24 hours, and go, I need to either change it, work on it, or pay more attention? Raise your hand. Yeah. I hope that's the best thing you get from this conference. TLA is about the power of habits. You know, our lives change when our habits change. When do our lives change? When our habits change. But some of you have some crazy habits, and I want to talk to you about financial habits for a second. Do you know that if you just take $3 a day, and who could find $3 if you really had to hustle, you could find $3? I'm hungry. You'll find $3. And do you know, and this is kind of peak in the TLA, that between 18 and 65, if you just take that really small amount of $3 a day, put it away in a very, very conservative 10% growth, interest-bearing type of account, you'll be a millionaire by the time you retire, 65 years old. It's called the power of compound interest. You didn't know that? Now you know. Okay?
If you don't know.
But here's what's interesting. Why is it though that the average American retires with this much instead? It's 66,000, not a million. And you know what? Because they started too late. They started at 30. Oh, well, Jeff, you know, when I was younger, I didn't have time to save money. I needed to build my nest egg. Well, they can do the same amount of money, $3 a day, same return of interest, 10%. That's only $316,000. So time is on your side, young bucks. When I was 19 years old, I made $27,000 in 3 months. The whole maker was $683. I had never had more than $1,100 in my bank account. And in 1 week, it had a 3 in front of the comma, then it had a 10 in front of the comma, then the 10 went to a 2, so my mom took it. And my mom put it into a 10% interest-bearing account. And that money now is probably going to pay for one of my, hopefully 10 to 15 army of half white and half Filipino babies' college education. Daddy got you, okay? So what's the difference? What's the difference? When do you have to start saving? Yeah, you gotta start now. Oh, but Jeff, what are you talking about? I can't even pay for gas. I can barely afford this conference. Jeff, I'm not even making that money yet. Give me a break, Jeff. All this adult stuff, I'm just too young. I'm 39. I've been here for 21 summers. You know what my friends say? I'm too old. So when are you going to start? You got to start somewhere. Mozart was 8 when he wrote his first concerto. 13 years old was what Anne was when she wrote this diary you might know of. At 14, Ralph Waldo Emerson got into Harvard University, full ride. Joan of Arc at 17 led the French legionnaire into battle. Billy Gates, Microsoft, 19. Probably the founder of technology in the world. You're not too young. Oh, honey, I just want you to be home and be a student. We'll talk about that in a second. We'll talk about that for a second. Any light bulbs? When do you have to start? You have to start now. I'm going to bring up Andrew in a little bit, and he's going to tell you, this guy has started 3-4 years ago, and he's so far ahead. Start now. I want to talk about the value of classes in TLA. We give valuable classes. And you know, some classes out there I know are expensive. We have some really, really prominent colleges you're going to. You know, Fordham in New York. What's tuition in Fordham? $70,000. My sister went to George Washington University, $76,000 a year. Good thing she can kick the soccer ball. Damn. And a class at a school like that, Fordham, George Washington, Columbia University in New York, Ivy League schools, just shy of $2,000 for a class. And you're paying $2,000. And don't get me wrong, I think classes are great. I paid for an education, but you know, these are some classes you can sign up for at these prominent universities that are costing $2,000 and $3,000 and $4,000 a class in some cases. Tree climbing, you know, dirty pictures. I'm not knocking these schools, but when you can spend $2,000 on tree climbing at Cornell. Oh, my personal favorite, mail order brides, understanding the Philippines in Southeast Asian context. That's a class you pay for. Oh, at Johns Hopkins, #1 or top 2, top 3 med schools in the world, but you pay $3,000 for, you know, mail order brides from the Philippines. I'm not knocking education. I'm knocking choice of education. I'm knocking how you invest and where you invest your education. Go to school, get great classes, have great majors, but everyone has that. Supplement. That's why we have TLA. And I want to talk to you real quick before I bring up Andrew on the lessons that you'll learn if you get into TLA. First is personal lessons. There's not a single employer, med school, law school, business school, sales job, there's not a single post-undergraduate opportunity that wants someone who is just a great student. I promise you that. The difference between a 3.3 and a 3.8 means nothing. It's just a number on a piece of paper. Colleges would rather have the 3.3 athlete who has a lot of things going on versus the 3.8, I can just do school. I was the pre-med student everyone in pre-med hated. I used to party all the time. All the time. I used to go out. Everyone else at the hospital and in the books all the time, and I would go out and be social, and I would join all these other clubs, and I'd play sports, and I thought, why are you playing sports? I said, why are you not? I love sports. Right? But you're gonna be a doctor. I said, that's the difference between you and me. I'll be the doctor that plays sports. Okay? And I wanted to be that guy that was different, but I learned that from TLA. No one wants just a great student. What are you gonna be? Just a great business person? Terrible father, terrible husband. What are you going to be? Just a great husband? Terrible father, terrible business person. You have to be able to have your cake.
And eat it too.
And eat it too. And yes, you can. You can't have your cake and eat it too. What do I say? You have to own the bakery. If you own the bakery, you can have your cake and eat it too. Own the bakery. Right? Be able to do multiple things. In TLA, you'll learn things like that. Time management and so forth. Professional skills. I don't want to go into Larry's talk or Scott's talk, but when you have professional skills, when you're TLA trained, that's my favorite, when you're TLA trained, oh man, business school, undergraduate business master's program, I would say. And you're learning things like executive level training, public speaking, advanced time management. And these are things that will help you. But here's what it'll really help you with. How many of you feel like you could give the spiel on why TLA will help you? You could probably give the spiel, right? That's Yiddish for, explanation, right? But ready, here's what they don't tell you about TLA. TLA might be that great conversation piece on an interview where they go, Josie, so what's this leadership academy? And it might only be 2 or 3 minutes they talk about it. But it opens up another conversation, and then another conversation. Take it from me, 15 for 15 in job interviews. What Mike didn't say is of the 15 interviews, only 3 asked me my major, and only 2 asked me my GPA. But all 15 asked me about the knife job. All 15 asked me about TLA. All 15 for sure asked me about running a Cutco knife office for this TLA and this knife program. And boy, did I get a chance to run through that. Young man, Dr. Clavon, Ross Med School in the Caribbean. Why would you spend your time doing that business knife job than researching at the hospital? So Dr. Clavon, with all due respect, you're asking me, and I'm getting more attention from you because of it, am I not? Yes, sir. And I don't want to be the physician that doesn't have business skills because I want to run my own practice and not work for a hospital. And most physicians don't have business and sometimes people skills, to be frank. And I want to create a different mold for the new med student coming into your school. Right? That's the branch opportunity. That's TLA, and that's different. Financial. The number one reason why marriages and businesses and churches and organizations fail in many cases is lack of financial awareness. Money doesn't make the world go round, but man, it's hard to go around the world without money. Right? Money is not the most important thing, but you need it to do things. I know it's easy to say with fancy things. Well, I fancy ring. At the end of the day, I take it all off and at home, I don't care about the fancy suit, watch, or the ring. What I care about is what the money can do, what you can do with the money, the great things you can provide with the money. You guys feel me on that? It's really awesome. But financially, if you don't know how to manage money now, it's going to impact you later. And in TLA, learning how to rock money management is important. Here's what's really cool. In TLA, it's important to save money. In TLA, we want you to save. In TLA, we teach you how to put all that money to the side. In TLA, it's cool to have a really big investment account and know how to put your money to the side because you're going to have to learn how to do that at some point. And don't take for granted all those things that you need to learn. I do want to say that if you do get a chance to run an office, and Andrew's going to talk about that in a second, those of you that do, Cutco's going to invest between $9,000 and $21,000 into you. So what do they want to know that you can do with the money? Save and spend it wisely. Because if you're really good when money's small, like now, how will you be with money when it's big? Really good with it. But if you're bad and terrible with it now, there you go. And as I wrap up, I want to talk to you about that light bulb moment that I hope you have. That Cutco through college light bulb moment. I'm not here to tell you to drop out of school, change your major, and be with Knives forever, although some of us may be. Okay? I'm saying before you graduate, before you finish up your undergrad, before you're done, get as much as you can, do Cutco through college, and then be that 5-star recruit. Be the person, this is me, the All-American Scholarship winner who had no intent of being with Cutco. I know, it's funny. But here I am now because I use Cutco through college. Check this out. Al, where's Al? Al DiLeonardo, where are you? Are you here? Look at Al. With hair. Right? This is me back in 1997, and I got accepted into the Leadership Academy at my Conference for Champions. And I never looked back. I never looked back. And so let me walk you through quickly before I bring up Andrew my Cutco track through college, and hopefully this helps you out. If you really want to squeeze the best that you can out of Cutco, summer 1, you sell and you earn a spot into Leadership Academy. And some of you are doing that right now. You know how you really do that? What happens after? You know how you really do that? Not what you sold for the push, it's what you sold for the rest of August. It's how you show up to your TLA interview. Second summer, after going through TLA, the ideal goal is that you earn a spot into management and you learn to run and build an office from scratch. And then many of our students will come back their third summer and do TLA a second or third time, and they'll either run a branch again, but instead of learning to build a business from scratch, they're going to run the same business, but grow it. And how do you think that looks on a resume? Yeah. Oh, I did the branch the first time. This is what I did wrong. I went back and did it again, retrained, and I got better. I think every med school wants that guy or girl. I think every business wants that guy or girl. Or some people choose to sell Cutco at a full rate, at a full-time rate, like Aaron Luden did that you just met this morning. And that's a great experience too, like Andy does now. And then finally, when you graduate, you have opportunity to be a district manager, a Cutco sales professional, or you become that 5-star recruit. You're that recruit that calls you, hey Larry, hey legend, it's me. I want you to know that med school, I got into it. Yeah, the #1 choice. Yeah, I wanted to say thanks, CutcoThruCollege, baby. That's the conversation we want. I get those in the summer, I get 5 to 10, and in the fall and spring, I usually get 10 to 20 of those calls, all the time. Hey. Those are the most gratifying moments when we know we create 5 stars. So Billy went up to my dad and rolled up his sleeve and said, Dr. Gamboa, before I take my blood pressure, I want you to know I had a lot of Chinese food a couple days ago. My dad, if you ever met my dad, he took up his stethoscope and his accent is really awesome. He crushed Billy. He goes, stupid. And he said stupid to the first time with the house boyfriend. That's all the brothers are laughing on the side. He said, stupid. It's not what you ate a few days ago. It's what you've been eating the last few months that show up on this. So the lesson I hope my dad teach you is now affects later, and you got to be consistent. Oh, you know, Jeff, I'll do what I need to do to get the job when it's time. When's the time? Right now. Jeff, I'll get buttoned up with my language. I'll stop saying like and literally and basically all the time when it's time to talk to adults. When's the time to start talking like an adult? Oh, Jeff, I'll manage my money. I'll be good with my money later when I have more. When's the time to manage money? Yeah, it's always the right time. Now, to work on yourself. Any light bulbs on that one? So let me talk to you real quick before I bring up Andrew. How do you earn your spot? You got to sell, and your manager's going to be, your division manager will be touring and coming around to meet with you one-on-one. You have to be at a certain amount of sales. Talk to your district manager. You got to make sure that your CPO talks. Here are 2 questions. I'll give you a little secret. 2 questions we're all going to ask you. We all have the same interview. How much have you sold since SC2? How many demos do you have after? If that number is 0 and 0, that is a terrible interview. Earn your spot. Be a recruiter. Who's ready? Jamaica? You guys excited for Jamaica? Yeah. But don't just woo and scream. Do something. Bring some personal recruits in. We want to know that you can build a business. And guess who also wants to know you can build? Med schools want to know you can recruit for their med school. Businesses want to know that you can recruit. So I'm going to give you a little hint. Ready? Take your phones out. 30 seconds. Take your phones out. Take a picture of this and at some point post it on your social media and say my position has openings. They're going to flood in. You give them to your manager, and I just hooked you up with some points on their radar. You're welcome. I just hooked you up because everyone that comes in from this, guess what's going to happen? You say, oh, Larry, I want you to know I was at the conference, and I posted this because I really want to make a statement for TLA, and here are 3 people that saw that and want to come in. So I just want you to know I'm really serious about building the team here in Carolina. I'm helping you out here. But do this all the time. Be a recruiter. Districts, you're welcome. And at the end of the day, it's about to be the best version of you, okay? And that's what TLA is. So, speaking of best version, I want to bring up more of a testimonial from what I think has been one of the best examples we've had in our Florida United team and really in the region the last couple of years of someone who is not just doing CutcoThruCollege. This young man is squeezing every ounce of value from college while doing CutcoThruCollege. I'm going to give you the short bio for sake of time here. And Andrew, you can come up and set up. Before I bring up Andrew, any light bulbs? Last few moments?
All the light bulbs.
Let me get some district managers in the room. Give me some light bulbs from you guys. District managers, returning branches, or current branches. Some light bulbs here.
Am I recording this too?
Mike,
You can ask.